All right, welcome. I'm going to do some live options trading this morning since I'm off work. And if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. I'm going to throw up the link to this on my Telegram chat. And let's see, we are streaming. We've got the video going. Everything looks good. Test, test. Test, test. All right, so starting off this morning, we are trading. We're going to look at what we've got to trade actually. We're going to see how the market's doing. I have got Thinkorswim running right here. And then I've got on my other screen, I've got pulled up my Charles Schwab account separately just so I can look at that screen. And then I've got Options Samurai. So I'm going to pull Options Samurai over to this screen, and we are going to look at, first thing we're going to look at is an iron condor trade. I'm going to rerun this scan and see if it still shows as a decent trade this morning after the market opened. I've got my cup of coffee going. All right, let's go back. Let's run an iron condor. See what pops up. And what I did is, let's see, I think that one might have gone away. We took max loss, and I think we sorted it to the lowest max loss. And this is what I said, is sometimes the scans over the weekends don't show the best results. Here's an interesting NVIDIA one. Max profit 100, zero loss. NVIDIA at 82, 83, 144, and 145. That's an interesting spread on a... So let's go and pull this off to the side. And let's see if that trade actually works. So March 21st. And we're going to open up all the strike prices, and we're going to open up $82. Just going to run open and we want to sell an iron condor. All right, so we want to 82.83. So we want to buy a put at 82 and sell a put at 83. So we want to buy a put at 82, sell a put at 83, and then we want to sell a call at 144. Let's see if this actually works. And buy a call at 145. Expected value was 65.23. This expected value is 38. Let's see where the breakdown was. So I'm going to run this back over to the screen real quick and we'll look at it. So this should be 102.47, 102.37. I'm sorry. Bid and ask. 25 and 33, 27, 38, 590. So they keep changing. And let's see how much this has changed now. Max loss is now switched to $65 on that. Max profit of 34. So as the market moves, obviously, we've got to be quick with this to try and take those trades. So that one's gone away. But I was looking at that Procter & Gamble one, and I don't see it anymore on here. So let's see if there's any other decent ones. That pop up. So this wouldn't be horrible. We're risking 40. We're making $41 an option on this. We're risking $100 an option on this. So our max loss is $65. I don't think NVIDIA is going to drop to 82 or 83. I think that's kind of low. So I feel like we should be able to move that spread up. But I don't love the 144, 145. Could easily get into that range in the next month or so. I feel like that's a bad position on that. So I'm not going to take that trade. So in that case, while we're waiting to see if more stuff pops up as the market changes, let's take a look at the options that I have to trade. I have 2 SoFi, and I've got my chart here. Let me pull up my options trading chart that shows what I got into things. So keep in mind that on this, I leave the profit is set aside. So where I enter a trade is where I treat my actual price. So let me drag this over and show you. So these are my trades on SoFi back from December. I'm in it at 1650. Now I've sold all of this, which brings my cost basis to 1563, but I'm still treating my cost basis as 1650 because this is my profit that I want to be able to withdraw. So as long as I sell this above 1650, I'm never losing money. So let's take a look at SoFi. We're just going to close this out for now. We can come back and look at that. And SoFi opened, let's just look at the chart. I'll pull the chart on here real quick. So SoFi is opening down. I'd like to see it swing back up before I really make a trade, but we'll look and see what the price is on it. We'll look out a month. Well, we'll start off here. We want to look at SoFi at 1650 or 17. So we can tighten this up. And we can look at more than one day. So what I'm seeing here, if I go out there, I don't really love that one. $0.16, 24 cents on 1650 or 17. And really, let's just do the math on that. We're in at 1650. That's 1.5% for the month. I'd like to see that go up a little bit. Let's take a look at something else. Let's take a look at Ford. Ford was down, was up a little bit in the morning pre-session, but now it seems like it's dropped, it's pulled back some. And what we're going to see is some options charts were giving us 950 yesterday on the weekend, but this is all 15 cents off. So we're looking at 935 or 985. I really wanted to take that 950 this morning. I liked that one better. Because I pretty much lose my profit if I take the 935. And it's just not giving us those options for the 950 because I got it in at 950. So maybe this trade right here would be the trade 20 cents 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. I don't love that either. And mainly the issue is I'd be losing 15 cents, so I'd only be making 5 cents on 950. So 0.5% for 3 weeks. Once again, not that great. I made the money on the I did make money on the dividends, 30 cents. So that's really good. But I pretty much lose that if I try and exit my position right now. So let's see what else is. Everything's kind of trending down this morning, which is not really great for the positions I'm in. Let's take a look at SoundHound. Took a big jump down this morning. Again, opened down. So I'm already in SoundHound, and I've got trades that are waiting for next week for $9 in options, 4 options at $9 to dollar cost average in. And they were looking pretty good last week, but it's just kind of trending down. I do think they got downgraded, so we'll look at that and come back to it and see how it goes. Obviously, Palantir also trending down this morning. American Airlines down this morning. Trump Media opened down. HIMS. So I've been watching HIMS. I think if it drops a little bit more, it'll be worth getting into as we get back into this level. I should be looking at the 4-hour chart here. I'm looking at the 15-minute. But I think if we get HIMS back in this $30 range, I exited at 42. I do think it's a re-entry. It really peaked up and now it's pulling back. So I think trading an option on HIMS is a decent trade today. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Obviously, this is what I'm doing. So everyone's got to do their own thing. I'm just showing you what I'm doing and hopefully you can learn from it. So I'd kind of like to see it drop back a little bit more, but I'm looking at this 35 to 36 level. As it pulls back more this morning, that may be an entry. Let's take a look at what that is for 1 week. We're looking at $1.50. So we'll kick right in between here, right? 130, 163. We'd go 150 and probably get that filled and divide that by 36. We're looking at 4.1% on that. Keeping in mind that we did sell HIMS above that earlier. And then someone just did it, just filled for 150 right there. I think as HIMS trends down today, we'll see some better positions. So I'm going to wait on that. I may trade that a little later today. Probably pretty boring listening to me talk. I get it. I'm kind of just looking at charts and seeing what's going on. Looking for profitable trades this morning. And a lot of times I will wait until 10 or noon or even 2 o'clock in the afternoon to make those week-long or month-long trades. So not Monday morning. Let me know in the comments, would you prefer if I played some background music to make this more interesting while we sit here and look at the charts? All right, so as I refreshed this, I see some new stuff popping up. And here's a couple interesting trades now popping up on here where we're risking 500 on these on a $5 spread. But the profit margin and the max loss is really good if we can get this traded fast enough. So let's get into that. Let's see if we have Meta up here. And we would be looking at a April 17th trade. See if we can get this done quickly. At the 560, 565. So we want to sell. Let's take a look at this. Sell a call at 720. See if this actually works up. Buy a call at 725. Sell a put at 565. And buy a put at 560. And I feel like this isn't the credit. We're 162, but we're risking 500 on that. It's a pretty wide spread. We're looking at going up 40. I'm just watching this here. I don't know. It said expected value 374. And it's given us a, where's the difference here? Let's just look at the 725. $12.15, $12.40. That's real close. It's a little bit off. 720 said 1740, 1790. Which is way off. That's really moving fast. That's the difference right there. It picked up a different trade here. Big difference on that. And that's why this doesn't always, it's just a matter of what pops up. All right, let's close this one out. I'm not anti that trade, although I don't know if Meta is going to go up in 2 months. That's a long trade, but I would just buy it to close the legs when they were worthless. Let's take a look at another one, Super Microcomputer. For March 7th. At 38, 40, 63, and 65. So we're risking a $200. Let's see if we can make this one work. right, so with this one, we want to buy a put at 38. We want to sell a put at 40. We want to buy a call at 65. And we want to sell a call at 63. And it gives us an 77 cents. 80 cents. So right in there, so we're making $70 and we're risking 200 for 2 weeks. So in this case, our max loss would be about $120 if it pushed outside of those price ranges. Now I'm just kind of waiting to see what else pops up. I do kind of like this trade. As this credit goes up, I like it even better. Now we do have a couple viewers watching us. We are set up for this iron condor. I'm kind of waiting to see if the price moves in the right direction. And I'd like to grab this around 90 cents on this trade. We're looking at an SMCI iron condor for March 7th at a call of 63 and 65, and then the puts at 38 and 40. So risking $200 per. So we've got 10 options we'd be trading, and we'd be making, on this case, 83 cents. I'm kind of waiting to see if this price moves in the right direction to make us a little closer to 90 cents per, which would be $900, risking 2,000 and making 900. So in the end, we'd be risking 1,100 for 2 weeks. And SMCI has been volatile. It does have an earnings in April, so we're good on that. And let's just take a look if we were to open up some of this just out of curiosity and give us a better or more of a range. It doesn't really give us, the risk another 100 isn't really giving us the boost I'd like. It's only giving us a 30-cent boost. Now pushing that out to 64, 65 actually does us better, or 64, 66. Interesting. And this is some of the stuff we just play with here and see how it works, but obviously opening up the spread and giving us more room obviously would make us more, give us more chance for a leeway if there's a problem. All right, let me put this back the way it's supposed to be. Buy a put at 38. May not let me because it's going to tell me an error. Yep. Sell a put at 40. And 63 and 65. 85 cents. And let me just refresh this screen. And see if it gives me any more recommendations, which it kind of does. It says move it to 36.38. Let's see what that does for us. And then 59.61. Moves us to 90 cents. So let's go ahead and trade this at 90. Let's just do one. See if it gets picked up. And then we can see it on the screen there. And status is working. You know, we do this, but doesn't mean it's going to get filled. It may bounce up and down and have to get filled. I'm not sure. Well, this is quite boring, actually. I guess this is why I don't do live streams of trading, because really in the end it's not that exciting. Excuse me, got my cold. Let's see what's going on. Still not filling. All right, well, I think we're going to end the stream for today. Thank you all for watching this, and I'm going to see if this gets filled or not. And we'll check back in next week and see how things did.